Hello again, sports fans. We're back. I'm here with our brothers from Half Baked Sports. I'm here with Josh, Chuck, John, and Larry, and myself, Kendall. Guys, what do you think is going on here new in the football talk of the world now?
Well, I do have to bring up one interesting topic, and of course it's near and dear to a friend of mine at work. He's a big-time Steeler fan. Apparently, J.J. Watt was on Jimmy O'Fallon, and they've got an article about his commentary about how his brothers, both Derek and TJ, are now on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so there's a bunch of talk amongst the Steeler Nation about trying to get that third brother, have the Watt brothers all play together. And obviously that's not something that they would be opposed to either. Obviously, JJ can't just choose to get up and leave. But it did have me speculating. And as we all know, Bill O'Brien's already shot himself in the foot. Why not go all in and get something decent out of JJ? I mean, right now, do you guys think he'd be worth, what, a second round this year?
He's still a second round. He's worth the second round pick. And the NFL itself would like for that to happen for the simple fact that's a history-making thing. Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers fans would love it because that front line will be solidified on both ends. And it's just it's just one of those things that it's one of the people want it to happen. Probably won't happen, but it could happen.
What about you, Chuck? You think he's worth about a second round? Because he just gave away a second round for Cooks. And I think to try to salvage this season, maybe trying to get something. Do you think he's worth a second?
I mean, J.J. Watt is going to be worth a second round. Now, whether the Steelers go for it or not is the main point. They have a history of making smart moves. This will not be one of them.
I don't think so either.
Because you already have solidified front. You just need more of a I guess the linebacker took a hit, which is Shazier being gone. Dupree's kind of sort of stepping up a little
maybe
bit.
With JJ, then TJ could make that transition to a linebacker. I don't know. I'm speculating, but let's get Kendall's case on this.
I think
second round, yes or no?
Second round, yes.
Yeah.
I believe it'd be a good move for the Watt brothers and the franchise. Simple fact, family history making thing. We'll see how it happens. I'll just keep it simple.
All right. And, of course, I think he would be, and it would be good for him there because he wouldn't be required to play every down. I like the transition. Wouldn't mind seeing it happen, but it's going to come down to Bill O'Brien whether or not he's willing to make a trade. And, of course, Pittsburgh would have to be willing to accept whatever Bill O'Brien's offering. But watch, Bill O'Brien would probably give him away for a third or a fourth.
Right.
So,
he is a GM and a coach, right?
he's trying to be Bill Belichick. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so next, the QBs in the draft. I know there's a lot of talk here. Obviously, number one overall going to
Burrows.
Yeah.
The question I have is, do you think Jalen Hurts is a first round draft?
I think Jalen Hurts is definitely a first round, and I have a video that we did 2 weeks ago that said that.
Oh, okay. See, like me, like I said, I didn't see a lot from him in college or the playoffs. Hurts. Yeah, I didn't know the games I saw. I didn't see all the Oklahoma games.
Because he played 2 years for Alabama, got benched his third year, and then or was it late in his second? And his third year for Tua, and then basically lost his starting job to Tua, and then went to Oklahoma to finish out his senior year.
I think he's better than Love, and I think he's better than Eason. I'm not sure about Herbert and Burrows.
Well, I just don't think we've seen enough of Burrows, personally.
My thing with Burrows, I only saw him in the playoff game. I didn't see him during the season. He didn't do anything spectacular during the season. He had a really great championship game. I will say that.
Well, I'm nothing to take away from Burrows, but what I'm saying is that we've only got 1 year, maybe two, and out of Burrows. And before that, he was behind Haskins and some other guy in Omaha or Ohio.
Let me see if I can help you out. Okay.
Oh, you got to hit the button.
College QB.
Uh-oh.
Hit the button on
the
phone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened.
All right. Okay.
Okay, is it recording?
Yeah, it's going.
All right. Let me help y'all out with this college QB situation. All right.
He would know.
Joe Burrow. All right. He's a first-round pick, mainly in my eyes, mainly because of the LSU Love Fest that went on last season.
Yep.
Okay. If anybody out there watched college football, you would know Joe Burrow was at Ohio State for 2 years. Couldn't get on the field in front of JT Barrett. Couldn't beat out JT Barrett. Couldn't beat out Dwayne Haskins.
Okay.
Okay? But now you got him as a first round pick. Jalen Hurts. Okay, 26-2 at Alabama. Okay, you got benched. We all saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what you didn't see was when he came back the following year at the SEC championship game and he had to bail 2 out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that I remember that now.
Yeah.
My bad. I remember that now.
Okay, he had to come in and bail 2 out. Took that on the chin. You know, he took that whole offseason where there was a whole bunch of questions about, you know, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Tua? Is it going to be Jalen? He handled like a champ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not one. They stuck every microphone in this kid's face to try to get him to say something, and he wouldn't.
And you know how he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He didn't turn.
yeah. So he sat. He took that benching. Okay, and then when he found out that there wasn't a spot for him at Alabama, he went to Oklahoma.
And actually was what, 4 out of the Heisman race? 4
4
out. So we're talking about a guy
He was
with
a Heisman.
character.
He was a Heisman finalist 2 years.
Yeah, I know that.
2
I know
years.
that.
Yeah, so right now, just off of character alone, I think he's definitely worth the first round.
Well, Chuck said something
Okay.
earlier. He said
Now-
something earlier about will he be a better? He's gonna probably have a better career than all of them.
Well, yeah,
I really do think he will because Tua's gonna always have that injury question.
Yep.
It's gonna always be an injury question with Tua. Joe Burrow, he's already kind of conceding that, hey, Cincinnati fans, don't put it all on me. Basically, you know what I mean. So, and the other dude, Herbert.
Yeah.
I think Herbert's getting a lot of love to me because he's a prototypical quarterback.
Big, tall.
He's 6'6", 230, 35, whatever. You know.
So was Blaine Gabbert.
You know, my question with Herbert has always been, you know what? He's a Pac-12 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's a West Coast quarterback.
Yeah.
You don't get to see what West Coast teams. I don't think my thing is the competition, the level of competition.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw Herbert play Arizona State, and that was a disaster. So my thing about the QBs is, like I said, Joe Burrow's going to go number 1. That's him, you know, without a doubt.
Pretty much set in stone.
Tua, you know, it's going to be a question with Tua and Herbert. Because Miami might flip flop and get one of them, and then San Diego needs one of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because we all know Tyrod Taylor isn't the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
And even though they worked out Cam, I don't think they're going that direction.
No. Jordan Love, I don't know this guy. Yeah. I don't know him.
I never heard the name until he
yeah,
spoke.
you know what I mean. So
I'm literally saying that.
And then, like I said, I watch a lot of college football, and like I said, when I want to judge a quarterback, I want to see the guy who's done it. And I don't even know who Utah State plays. So
Utah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So therefore, like I said, that's my take on the QB situation.
That's
Start
right.
jumping up you guys at.
But
Come on, get your spot.
And I will say this about Jalen Hurts: if he goes in the first round, Miami would love him. I'll be honest with you, Miami would love him.
Miami would love him, but they're looking for that the
Okay.
one-hitter quitter. So
All right. So next on the list here is the Brandon Cooks to Houston. I think we already kind of mentioned that briefly. Yeah. So
Isn't
go
that
ahead.
your team, John?
Go ahead, Texas fan.
Oh crap! That's all I can say on that one. Crap. Bill O'Brien keeps making bad decision after bad decision after bad.
Now
decision.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the rumor I heard on ESPN is that the contract that Cooks had was worse than DeAndre.
It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous. It's worse than what DeAndre. You got a guy that hasn't played well in a while, and you're going to trade for him. You gave a second-round draft pick away for this guy.
And I also heard that there's some concussion issues with.
Yes,
right.
It's
It's not that his gameplay is good. It's just that he's not on the field long enough. Like even with the Patriots, he was there all the way up until almost the playoffs when he got the concussion.
Oh, okay.
And then then with the Saints, the same thing. The same thing with the Rams. One game or two, he got hit just in the right spot.
But I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying this is a bad decision as far as the trade's done. It is what it is. It's another. You already made a bad decision. You make another bad decision. That's my problem.
Well, he's using the Brandon Cooks to cover up
He made some statement about let it play out before everybody make judgments. Dude, it's already playing out.
But see, the reason he's saying that is because he's got no excuse for it. He's got no basis for it, other than it might be personal, which has been alluded to by Stephen A. Smith.
It is personal.
And so he's trying to be Belichick, but he's not Belichick. And that's the problem. Belichick doesn't make things based off of personal issues. He makes it out of business sense. It makes good business, it makes good sense. So Bill O'Brien is trying to use the same motto, but obviously, and it's definitely apparent, DeAndre Hopkins commanded respect out of that league, out of that division, out of that team. He was the captain. Okay, and so Bill O'Brien was obviously butting heads because Bill O'Brien's making stupid mistakes, and DeAndre's probably saying something about it.
He was saying something.
Not being loud in the locker room about it, but definitely being like, "Hey, coach, this is not a good idea." That's what I'm guessing because nothing else makes sense.
It's a power trip. That's all.
It's got to be
Absolute power corruption.
You got anything on this?
I would like to say, gentlemen, the future of the Houston Texans definitely is going to determine this season. With all these trades going on, unprecedented trades, of course, we all know what we're talking about. Bill O'Brien right now, he's going to be in a sticky situation, and he's going to be magnifying glass for the season. I mean, if you lose Deshaun Watson, trade J.J. Watt, do we have a team anymore? I mean, it's just going to be young.
You always have a team.
Well, team is
do we have a Houston Texans?
But see, even J.J. is going to be gone in the next couple of years anyway, and it's primarily due to injury. He's always injured. If we can find a way to minimize his time on the field, then we might be able to extend him through the postseason. But that's the problem we've been having.
Well, why would you want to minimize? You paid him all this money to minimize him? That's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, it's either that or not have him for the playoffs. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. So I'm thinking trade is the best option.
The trade to
but all right, let's go ahead and move on. Obviously, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of talk. I am surprised that Belichick didn't make any digs at Brady. He did his best version of "we're on to Cincinnati" when it came to trying to get somebody to get him to say one wrong thing about Brady.
Yeah.
But expectations for Tampa Bay. I know that a lot of people already have him in the Super Bowl. There's several that definitely think that Brady's going to take Tampa Bay to the playoffs. I think that right now anything less than the playoffs is a loss. What are your thoughts?
I'd see them possible wild card this season. If at most, maybe next season we'll see a little further along than that.
I could understand to play a wild card spot because right now New Orleans is still the heavy favorite for the division.
Oh yeah.
What do you got?
Like I said, you don't know what you're gonna get out of Atlanta, so they might make the playoffs, but
they might just be a spoiler team.
Yeah, they might. They probably will be. And at the end of the day, he's coming into a new system. So he still got no matter how much preparation you do, he still got to learn that system. So he's got to show on the field.
All right, Chuck.
So it's gonna come as a surprise. I don't see them in the playoffs
At all. Okay.
Simply because Tampa Bay's defense is the question. If they can, because Brady's used to a defense that can help him get back on the field. So the Tampa Bay's defense got to generate turnovers. Second of all, Tampa Bay is a deep ball team. His arm strength he has never been required to go down the field except when Randy Moss is there.
That is true.
Outside of that, what was that? 2007, 8.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
So he's West Coast all the way. So unless Mike Evans,
he has an Edelman or somebody that's going to go across the middle.
Mike Evans is not even going to be in play because he's a deep ball receiver. It's going to be Chris Goodman.
I don't know if he's not in play.
But
if you take a look, their offensive line is good enough. I mean,
right.
and their overall play style is definitely down the field. They have receivers, they have tight ends, they have running backs. I think that this team is built. I think that it's going to take time to get that rapport, just like any new quarterback coming in.
But one thing to add.
Okay.
You have to remember, Bruce Arians is the head coach. He was the head coach of the Steelers. They were deep balling this.
Yeah.
Even when he went with his short time with the Colts. Deep ball.
So why would you sign Tom Brady if you know he's not a deep ball person?
I don't.
Deep ball.
I can't.
Well, I'm not saying that
he's saying.
He's saying that I don't think that that's the case. If you take a look, he does what he needs to do. If he needs to go downfield, he'll do the downfield. If he needs to do the dink and dunk, he'll do the dink and dunk. I think. Well, going back to the original question, I think that if for some reason they do not make the playoffs, even a wild card spot, I think you can consider this season a loss.
Yeah, it definitely be a loss. If they don't make the playoffs, it's a loss. I'm serious.
Yeah, I agree. I think a wild card spot is definitely in the possibility. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go and wrap this up. Thanks for joining us, and we are gonna brainstorm and maybe bring you a couple more videos before the end of the day. We're out.
What he said makes more sense than anything we've ever talked about as far as Patriots go.